Good evening, Venerable, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the guided meditation on Monday night here at the BSV. Welcome to the online audience as well, joining us from wherever you are in the world. Tonight's guided meditation is being led by Venerable Sumangalo, who has come down from Newbury Buddhist Monastery for this weekend's teachings. So thank you, Venerable, for sharing your time with us and insights.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Is there anyone here who's come for the first time to the BSV tonight? Oh, very warm welcome to both of you. Have you meditated much before?
I have, yes.
No?
Never.
First time.
Okay. All right.
All right, so Venerable will conduct the guided meditation shortly. I think we'll be fine whatever level of experience or practice we've got. We're in good hands with Venerable. So you know the format for tonight, we're going to start perhaps with a short talk about meditation to inspire us and give us a sense of direction. Then we'll meditate through to about 8:30 p.m. And then after that, there'll be a few brief announcements and then time for questions. So if you're here in the hall, you can just raise your hand. And if you're online, you can write your question into the live chat. So thank you very much, Venerable.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Happy to be here. So, anyone else that's your first time besides the two here? Okay, just the two. So, we're meditating quite long, so feel free to, get up and go if you need to. And you're sitting in the chair, obviously, so it's okay. Because it's normally, for beginners, you sit for 15 to 30 minutes. Here we're probably sitting more like 45 to an hour. So it's a bit long, yeah? So if you feel uncomfortable or whatever you need, feel free not to have to, force yourself to stay or, stuff like that. Yeah, just if you need to leave, please go for it. Okay. So how many of you just came from work? Just raise your hand if you just came from work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 people. And the rest of you are retired? Is that right? Okay, so maybe you have a day off or something. Okay, so. All right.
Uni students.
Sorry?
Uni students.
I need students?
No, university students.
University students, okay. So it's busy full-time?
Yes, but it's break period now.
Oh, okay, that's good. It's break time. So some of you are uni students having a little break. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, okay. How many of you consider yourself beginner for meditation? Just raise your hand if you think you're like beginning. Okay, there's a few, about 4 or 5 people. Okay, that's good. So before I came up here, I was just enjoying the view, the nice weather, the cooling of the day, and it's sort of reminds me of my old days when I was meditating and looking forward to coming to a meditation group. A Zen group, actually. I sat with a Zen group, and it just kind of reminds me, this is the calming of the day, settling, the sun's coming down, it's cool, it's sort of cool but warm. It reminds me of a good feeling, going to meditation at that time. It's feeling cool and calm, sort of kind of reminds you what meditation is about. It's the calming of the body and mind, the cooling of the body and mind, the settling of the day, settling of business. You had a long day, you worked, your holiday in uni, whatever you do in your life. Sort of like at the end of the day, it's time to calm ourselves, settle ourselves down so we can have a good sleep, yeah? So that reminds me of those days when I used to meditate. I was a beginner. But, it gave me a sense that this is something important. I always look forward to every week of the meditation because it gave me some peace in my life, some perspective and what I was looking for. And this peace inside of us, the peaceful feeling that we get, it's quite delightful. Very delightful and calming. It's a very pleasurable feeling. I don't know if you want to call it bliss or pleasure, but it is a subtle pleasure. It's not the pleasure of activities, entertainment, excitement, but the pleasure of a more subtle type. And to savor that flavor, it's sort of like eating fast food compared to like French cuisine. It takes a while to develop that palate to enjoy that French flavor of peace. The more you notice the delight in it, every time you meditate, and the end of the meditation, we kind of reflect, how does this feel? What does peace feel like? And that's kind of like, reminding us what it is and emphasize this delightful feeling and giving it importance and enjoying it. And the more you are familiar with the peace of the delight, the more you will want it, or not want it, but enjoy it more. So those of you that have been meditating for a long time probably know what I'm talking about. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. All right, we're on the same page. So this settling, calming, like the water simile, the water bottle. When you relax the body and you put the mind down and you allow it to be and you're kind to it, it means it will settle down. And also what happens when it settles down, the insight or the wisdom. Some of you like, we want wisdom, we want understanding. And that wisdom comes from a stillness of the clarity of mind to see what's through the water clearly in our life. It's sort of like what Ajahn Brahm or even the Buddha said, climbing the mountain or climbing the pyramid. One of the suttas, the Buddha said, if you want to understand what's going on below, you have to climb up the high mountain and look down over the city. And then you will see what's going on. Here are the houses, here are the parks, here are the ponds and rivers, here are the animals. That's what the sutta said. And so therefore you can understand what's happening in your life. So we climb that pyramid by settling our mind and having that clarity to see our life more fully. Okay? So the first thing we do is to relax the body first, because that's the most coarse part. So we do a body sweep to kind of relax and calm the body down. And then we go into the mind and allowing that to calm down. And so we'll try it now. Is that okay? Or do you want to hear a Nasruddin story before you do it? Okay, maybe what? You want to hear a Nasruddin story? Okay. I was thinking of Nasruddin stories for tonight. Which one I should tell? Okay, so let's see which one would be the first one. That one or okay, we'll go with the more I don't know, more appropriate one for now. Okay, so Nasruddin was in the tea house like he always does. He hangs out in the tea house and he has a lot of friends and disciples, and they were talking, and this Nasruddin he's boasting He's boasting that, oh, I can see in the dark. I don't need light. And then one of his disciples or friends said, oh, but we see you carrying a lamp around. What's going on there? Why do you use a lamp if you can see in the dark? And then so he says, no, that's to stop people from bumping into me. Okay. All right. So let's start. Okay, so get into your favorite position, your meditative position. And ask your body, how do you want to sit? Like being a good friend, inviting you for some tea or coffee, and you're meeting up with them. And the best friend of yours, asks you, oh, what would you like to drink today? What would you like to talk about? Which table would you like to sit? So in the same way, we're a friend to our body and mind. We ask our body, how would you like to sit? What would you like to do? So we ask that of our body and allow it to adjust itself. So we do a quick body scan. So we start with our toes and feet. Asking it, how can I make you more comfortable? And just giving it some stretching, massaging. Relaxing your feet and toes. And moving up to the ankles. And up to the calves. And to the knees. Your thighs. Buttocks. Moving up your lower back. Moving up the back, giving it a stretch. Up to your shoulders. And how I like to relax my shoulders is scrunching it up really tight. And releasing. moving down to the arms, elbows, forearm, your wrist, your hands and fingers, and just placing it in a comfortable position. Now we move to the stomach region. Just giving your stomach a massage. And then up to the middle of your body, up to the chest area. And massaging any tightness around your heart, any tight muscles. Loosening it, loosening any tension or tightness. And we move up to the neck. Give it a stretch and making sure that it's balanced, not moving, not leaning to the left or right, forward or backward. So just kind of balance in a comfortable way without tightness. And we move up to the facial area. And I like to stretch my cheeks by giving myself a big smile. And then moving up to the muscles around the eyes. And just massaging those muscles around your eyes. And now the eyeballs. What I do is twirl my eyeballs around and round. And that's how I massage them. Now we move up to the crown of the head, just checking for any aches or pains, especially headaches, and just massaging that, easing the tension. Now the body's fairly relaxed. So we do one last sweep and just check for any parts that are still tight or tense or in need of attention. And we give some kindness to that area by relaxing. Notice the delight that the feeling of delightful in the relaxation of the body. It's a nice feeling. And that feeling, we let it grow. That delightful, relaxed feeling. We let it grow into the mind. Allow that feeling to spill over to the mind. And you feel that delightful feeling in the mind. So relaxing the mind now. Allowing the mind to be. So putting down the burdens of the past. You had a long day, you had a busy day. Please put that down. Now is the time for meditation. You can pick it up later. And the plans of the future, any responsibilities that you need to do, please also put that down. And when you put down the past and the future, there is only one thing left. The present moment. The here and now. So feeling the here and now. How does it feel? How are you feeling at the moment? Are you tired? Are you stressed? How do you feel? And just be kind to that feeling that you're feeling now. Allowing it to be. And opening the door of your heart to this present moment. Not wishing it to be anything different. And you feel kind of settling. Sort of like the clouds in the sky, sort of kind of floating by. But going slower. The speed of the wind is slowing. You don't disturb. Then it gets slower and slower. As Ajahn Chah says, the leaves on the tree only moves because of the wind. The wind of wanting things to be different. If you don't want anything, the wind is not there or slows down, then the leaves also slows down. Coming into stillness. So if there any thinking going on, please be kind to your thinking. Don't try to get rid of it. And just allow it to be. It will settle down when it's ready. If the breath arises, you notice it and it notices you. You guys could hang out if you like. Okay, it's coming close to the end of the meditation. How do you feel? How does peace feel like? Okay, now we'll ring the gong 3 times. And please listen to every sound. And on the 3rd sound, please come out, slowly come out of your meditation.
Thank you very much, Venerable. Wonderful sit.
My pleasure.
Just a quick few announcements about what's coming up this week at the BSV. There's another guided meditation, or just probably a meditation sit tomorrow night with our lay teacher at 7:30. And there are opportunities during the week to meditate as part of a group through our Discord channel. You can do that each morning between 4 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. and in the evenings at 7 a.m. I think that's Monday to Thursday. So for more information about that, look at our website, bsv.net.au, or if you're a member or if you're signed up for the newsletter, there's information in the newsletter as well. Next weekend, the Sunday Dhamma teaching, and next Monday the guided meditation will be led by Ajahn Brahm. There are a few retreats coming up at the Sanctuary of Stillness at Newbury Buddhist Monastery. The retreat with Pip Ransom, 5th to the 7th of December, has been sold out, but you're able to put your name on the waiting list because usually there are some people who don't turn up. So if you're really keen still to participate in that, have a go, put your name down. There'll be a 6-day retreat with Ajahn Vimoka in early January, between the 2nd and the 7th of January, and then at the end of January, Ajahn Medito will be taking a 3-day retreat over the Australia Day weekend. Again, more information on the website or through the newsletter. So that's all the announcements. Are there any questions for Venerable here in the hall?
Well, we'll start with a Nasruddin story before we start. Yeah? A Nasruddin story before we start, the Q&A.
Another Nasruddin story.
Okay.
Maybe you should
just to wake everyone up.
Maybe you should mention who Nasruddin is for some people who don't know who he is.
All right. So, for you, those of you who have never heard of Nasruddin, he is a Sufi sage of the mystic of the Islamic tradition. They're meditators, but that was a long time ago. So, he's a sage. He has a turban, and he's quite funny character. Yeah. So he's sort of like a like a holy man. So now that you know who he is, so Nasruddin was, what was he? Who likes zombie movies here? Raise your hand if you like zombie movies. Any zombie movies? Okay. So anyway, so Nazruddin was in the tea house again, and he was talking to his friends, and he was boasting, oh yes, once I was lost in the desert, yeah, and I made a group of zombies run, yeah. How did you do it, Nazruddin? How did you do it? Wow, I ran, and they ran after me. Okay. That's to wake people up. Those of you that are sleeping. Okay. Any questions regarding meditation?
We do have an online question,
Okay.
Ajahn, which we'll start with, and then perhaps if there are questions in the hall, we can alternate between questions in the hall and online.
Sure.
The question is, I find that in recent months, my mind has been very aggressive in generating ill will to the extent that I've developed some aversion to meditation. I know I ought to have a better handle on the mind, but I've also been rather fatigued from work. Any advice or guidance to help me out of this rut, please?
Sure. Yeah. So that definitely the mind doesn't want to meditate sometimes. That's just the way it is, isn't it? You're not in charge of the mind. It doesn't belong to you. You think it belongs to you, but it doesn't. So what happens is the mind, you should treat it as like a person, a friend, yeah? So the person doesn't want to go to meditation with you, yeah? You ask the friend, oh, would you like to go to a meditation class with me today? They don't want to go. That's okay. You go, okay, maybe next time. You know, you be kind to the friend, yeah? If you force the friend to go, maybe one time they'll go, but then they'll never come back again. Never, ever, ever come back to meditation again. But if you're kind to the friend, you allow them to decide for themselves. And that kindness, usually, you know, they'll change their mind slowly. Because they've been meditating before, that friend of yours, they're meditating, and they know how to meditate, but it's just that time of their life or whatever situation they're in that's temporarily that they don't want to meditate. So you allow it to be. You allow them to be. Go for a walk, go relax, go look at nature, do something else. You don't need to tell your mind. You have to sit, forcing the mind. That's terrible, doing that to your mind. And you'll never be a meditator if you do that to your mind, yeah? So be kind to it and allow it to take a break from meditation for, I don't know how long. It'll come back. It will come back if you're kind, yeah?
Thank you, Venerable. Are there any questions here in the hall?
Oh, for the new people, any questions? How was the meditation today? For you both, for the lady, was it okay? It was okay. It was good. You felt a little bit of peace, and yeah, some peace and stillness in your mind. In the mind, not too agitated. That's very good then. That's very nice to see. So just, just recapping on meditation. So when you sit, it's like Ajahn Brahm says, when you first start meditating, it's like sitting on a hard stone bench. Sometimes it's very hard. It's cold, it's hard. It's not very comfortable. But if you give it some time, be patient, and the bench becomes warmer the longer you sit. Becomes soft. The bench becomes almost like a cushion, very soft and wieldy because your body's relaxing. It's easing into the bench. So what's happening is not the bench is getting softer, but your body and mind is getting softer. So it's settling in, sinking into that hard bench of meditation. And then it becomes very delightful. I'll feel like you're sitting on a soft cushion. Yeah, but it takes a bit of time and kindness. Move if you have to sometimes, Sometimes you need to move around a little bit and experiment what's a good position for yourself. And that kindness is very important, Sometimes the body and the mind doesn't want to meditate, and it's okay. It's like your child, They rebel sometimes. And you just kind of like allow them to. Okay, you don't have to meditate today. You don't, allow it to do something else. And when you have that kindness to yourself, it will come back. And you will want to meditate again. But don't try to force it. Because I think I remember I went on a long retreat. It was like one of those Vipassana retreats. And I think like the condition wasn't that well that time. It was cold in the winter, and the previous retreat I had a good time, but that retreat wasn't good because the room didn't have heating and it was cold. I didn't have enough warm clothing, and then it made you sit for long periods of time, and the body wasn't comfortable. You weren't being kind to it. So then, it becomes like this forcing yourself to sit for long days and weeks. And the mind started to become very crazy. I was like, if I don't leave, I would go crazy. Because you're using so much willpower, forcing it, you felt the mind was going a little bit crazy. So these long retreats, you have to learn how to be very kind to yourself. And, you have to do that. But if you force it, you might cause some collateral damage, even mental craziness. I think some people even told me that they go on these long retreats and people might go crazy because there wasn't enough kindness. Yeah? So that kindness is very important in meditation. It has to be, easing the body, easing the mind into the stillness and the calm. You cannot force yourself to be still. You can't just will and push and hold it still. It will rebel. The mind will rebel. Yeah? So you have to be kind. Kind by putting it down, making yourself comfortable. Eat enough, drink enough, sleep enough on these long retreats. Don't force it. Don't try to be like a Rambo or, Terminator or, those old movies that I watched. Yeah, that doesn't work. That only works so far. You can only go so far by holding the water bottle. But with wisdom, it can be 100% still. Yeah? And, just the stillness. Some of you, I don't know, have you experienced when you're still, when things are settled down, the body and the mind starts to fade away and disappear. Has any one of you experienced your hands or any part of your body kind of like disappear? Yeah? One? Okay. Yeah? So that's what happens in stillness. When things are still, it just doesn't stay still. When it stays still, it starts to fade away and disappear. Suddenly you can't feel your hands anymore, your legs, and even the whole body starts to fade away. And this is a nice, delightful feeling. It's like very pleasurable when those things happen, because basically you're realizing the body is suffering. It's painful. When it disappears, there's happiness. So that's sort of insight into the body. The body is dukkha. It's not happy. So a little bit of insight there, a little bit of wisdom. Why stillness produces insight and wisdom. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any questions before another Nasruddin story? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. A quick question. You were talking about if you're body doesn't feel ready for meditation, you shouldn't force it.
Yes.
How do you balance that with discipline? And because you can easily rationalize not wanting to practice.
Yeah, so that's the balance, you know. You have to balance yourself, sort of like you sort of have to get to know yourself. When it's like pushing it and you know going too far, and when there's sort of like a gentle discipline, you know, just having that time of the day where you sit down, and then if the body doesn't want to sit, don't give it 5 minutes, you know, don't go too far, but at least you sat for a little bit. At least sit down for a little while, you know. Give it a chance, but don't force to sit long. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it does, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to tell this Nasrudin story. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's still funny. All right, so Nasrudin was, you know, trying to get a job as a magistrate, a judge. So these people were trying to, you know, having candidates come through, and here comes Nasrudin with his fishing net, yeah, holding his fishing net, and then the people hiring is asking, oh, why do you have that net, Nasrudin? Because it reminds me of my humble origins. Yeah, I was a fisherman before. Yeah, so later on Nasrudin got the job. Yeah, and then, you know, and then he met those people later on after he got the job, and then those people asked him, oh, how come you don't have the fishing net with you anymore? And so Nasrudin replies, once the fish has been caught, there's no need for a net. Yeah? You guys get that? You got it? Okay. So it's sort of like our life, you know. Once we get married, when we caught the fish, there's no need for the net anymore. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, that's when, when you get know your partner well, because they've been caught. Yeah? Okay. Any other questions? No, everyone's happy? Pretty good? Yeah? All right. Okay, we almost time to go? Okay, very good.